starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, it's Investing Ideas is wide open. Come join us. Let us know what you're going to be investing in this year and next year. And also, it's Work Hard, Play Hard night. I'm hoping we have a special guest this evening, a man that has created his own businesses, a man that's worked for other people, a man that's been on TV shows, modeling. I don't know what to tell you, but it's cornbread potentially in the house tonight. And get ready for anything because we don't know what's going to happen after the next 2 years with regard to your economic situation. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Thank you so much for being here on this Friday night. It's the end of the month almost. My, how February has went by. And it's a short month. So 1 week from now is the 28th of the month. So are you going to be prepared for this year? It's already going to be March 1st in less than 8 days. So that should be something that you got to plan for. Remember, we talk about 1 year and 10 months, which is going to be 1 year and 9 months to get your act together. What does that mean? If you're part of the SSN Nation, that means simple things. And being part of the SSN Nation, I cannot forget Yoel Nolasco is in the house on Instagram. I also see Sushala Kamath also on Instagram. Thank you so much for that. And everybody, if you're not on Instagram yet, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers. So go over there and make sure you follow Stop Struggling Now. And hopefully our special guest will come on tonight because you guys know what Friday night is. Friday night is stories night, and this would be one for the ages. Now, let's see how we're going to proceed. Shall we talk about investing ideas after the market goes haywire today? Can we talk about there's a government that is firing people, thousands of federal employees who make generally six-figure incomes are getting fired. Now, could you imagine 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 federal workers being fired? Can you imagine that the pay scale that they're going to have to take is going to be less than the six-figure income potentially in a lot of cases? Can you imagine a lot of people cannot get work after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months? And now what's going to happen financially? Does that also mean they're going to be selling their homes, which could be a situation where there's a housing run? Does this also mean that hardship is coming, not just for them, but for everybody who has to pick up the slack? This is going to be very, very interesting. And also, what's going to be very interesting is one thing and one thing only. Speaking of story night, let's just get to it right now. A lot of you have W-2 jobs, a lot of you have worked in the workplace. How many of you have watched, and I know this is 100%, how many of you have watched where you worked in a workplace and somebody who does not deserve to be in the position that they are in are there and they're dumbasses? How many people have seen this? You're sitting there looking like, how did this happen? Some people have privilege, some people don't. But there's always, how did this happen? And now, can you imagine firing experts and getting that person that you go, how did this happen? How are they even anywhere near this position? That is a problem. And so, 3 years from now, I've told everybody already what's going to happen at the end of 3 years. It's going to be 85 to 90% of United States citizens are going to be living paycheck to paycheck. That means you're going to need some investing ideas, and those investing ideas better be hot and heavy right now. You might want to start thinking about what's going to happen if your 401k goes down. What's going to happen if you lose your job? That means you're going to have to prepare like if you're not going to have Social Security income, if you're not going to have unemployment either. What if all the services are no longer available to you? Now you understand the dire situation because, yes, it hasn't happened yet, but all roads lead down this path. So therefore, get ready. Your duffel bag of cash we talked about on Wednesday. Get those duffel bags of cash ready. Do not put your money in a bank. In the United States, I'm telling you, don't do it. Make sure you are liquid. How do you get liquid? Make sure you have duffel bags of cash. Your credit card is not liquid. Your debit card is not liquid. If they shut off, I'm sorry. It'll just be, I told you so. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, investing ideas. Let's start with the top of the order. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry for real estate. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Anywhere else in the world, developing nations, Thailand. People have heard of that. Dubai, is that even a developing nation? Well, their prices are still developing nation wise. 100 and some thousand dollars for condos and 200 some thousand for villas. Okay, but it's in Dubai in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I get it. But it's not just the desert in the middle of nowhere. That's beautiful over there as well. But once again, you're going to need some of that money. That means you're going to have to make investments so you can go traveling around like post retirement travel, who's over in Peru and he was just in Costa Rica. That's what you could do, but you're going to have to plan. You're going to need some sort of passive income coming in, investing ideas. That means dividend investing. Stock market investing is going to be mandatory, even if the stock market goes down. Like today's a big day, down huge. So, does that mean you're supposed to sell everything and run and hide? No. Traditionally, the stock market always rises, but there's going to be a lot of pain with this type of investing. This also means is the real estate market still going to be good or the short-term rental still going to be good for you? We need to know, right? You need to know. But again, if people are getting fired, their rent's not going to be paid, their housing mortgages aren't going to be getting paid, and we have tens of thousands of federal employees getting fired. Sure, we're going to have tens of thousands. Well, maybe not. We might not have the replacements in that number. Maybe half of that is going to be with the replacements. But now efficiency is going to be a problem. So hopefully our man Cornbread gets in the live stream tonight. We'll have a little of those stories I told you about. But these ones are we never know where this is going to go. I've known him for like I think it's been since like in the late 80s. So whatever that is, 88, 87, no, 85, 86. Now that I'm thinking about it, isn't that 40 years? That's right. Known him 40 freaking years, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So we will see if he shows up. He has the link to come in and we can do story night. And this one is going to go a whole lot of places. We'll see. I gave him the camera. We'll see. He's camera shy, it appears sometimes, but I know he's not because he was going for game shows. That's right, in LA. That's right. We'll get into some of that as well. And somebody called him asking about it. So I think there's going to be some outtakes for the game show, but I'm not going to talk about that unless he comes on because I'm not part of it. So he can tell the stories, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be story night. That's what we do on Friday nights. Now, investing, stock market. Make sure you get your links from Robinhood and Webull. And check out the description box, please, the comments section for Beachfront Java as well. I want to do this. A lot of people are afraid of the stock market. You're going to have to put your money somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much how it goes. You don't get to run and hide because you don't have livable wages. If the price of everything goes up 20% and you're stuck with making the same amount of money, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be in that 85 to 90% because right now we're 70 to 78% of American citizens are living paycheck to paycheck during the month. That is a high number. And credit card debt is all-time record high as well. Very high numbers. So now, the duffel bag of cash away from the bank, it's in a brokerage account. Remember, brokerage accounts are different than bank accounts. Just remember that. Just saying. I put in a link for Webull. All right, get your free stocks from Webull if you put in some money deposit into Webull. All right, it's that simple. But get your free shares of stock from them, and then we'll talk about get another free share of stock from Robinhood, and I'll put that link down in the chat rooms so everybody can have it over at Instagram, over at Twitch, over at Facebook. Everybody should be receiving these. Hopefully, you guys can hear me and see my face because on Wednesday night apparently we went podcast mode, but it's all right. And also make sure you go over and get some beachfront Java. What do I mean by beachfront Java? Beachfront Java, the premium blend, coffee and tea by our own Professor Auntie Val and family. I ordered up my beachfront Java this past week. It lasts a while, but I get whole bean because I like to crunch it up. We make it nice. I got the dark chocolate with the notes of brown sugar and molasses. That's the one I got. So we'll see if that worked because I normally get Campfire Brew. But this time I'm getting a different variety of their premium blended beans. And if you don't like whole beans, don't worry. Make sure you use the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word, because after your first order, you receive discounts for life. And once again, just remember, there's fine ground for you espresso lovers. There's drip ground, and there's also the Keurig. She has it all for the coffee, and then she has tea as well. But you know, most people want to know where it's made. How about Indonesia? How about Costa Rica, Central America? How about South America? How about African beans? Some of the best beans in the world. Yum, yum, yum. Ziploc bag to make sure they're always fresh on demand. So when the new one arrives, I'll actually show you on screen if it should be here sometime Monday or Tuesday, I would imagine. So on Monday Night Live, it'll probably be here actually Monday. So we'll see what happens. And then I'll show you what it looks like, the packaging and everything. So don't worry about that. But once again, investing ideas. I want to hear from you in the comment section. What do you think is good? Do you think real estate is good? Do you think the stock market is good? How about gold, silver, precious metals? How about something else? Crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or those altcoins that jump up and then go back down because they're so volatile. So far, though, Bitcoin seems to go up every year, regardless of a stall. Does not matter. Will it continue to rise? It did go up to over 100,000, but it dropped back down. Now, you guys know the SSN Nation way. We say gold, silver does not give us passive income, but you still need a little bit of gold and a little bit of silver. Don't be foolish out here. Now, crypto, you should have a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum. Take your pick, more or less. Do what you want to do. Do you. Now, real estate. Unfortunately, I believe real estate is going to have a very, very hard time. No more of this. We're going to buy a house today and it's going to be, let's call it 500,000. And then next year it's going to somehow magically be 600,000. Those days are fini. It's over. All right. That's how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Brian P., Mr. Dividend, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night Live Stream. And it's Financial Friday Night Live Stream with a twist. We'll see if the man comes into the back office, otherwise known as cornbread. I don't call him that, but the rest of the world calls him that. Hopefully he'll be in here. And Brian P., Mr. Dividend, is in the house. And let me know if you were able to get in touch with the person that you needed to get in touch with regarding that situation. All right. Brian P says, happy day, Eric. Happy day to you as well, man. Thank you so much again for being in the house. I hope all is well with you. Everything's going in a positive direction. That's what we can all say, I hope, because there's ups, there's downs. You just never know what's going to happen. All right. Happy day, SSN family. I see you. I see you. Thank you again for being in the house. Once again on this Financial Friday night live stream. I got the notification and saw the trailer. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. All right. That's a good sign. Make sure you guys, again, smash the like button no matter where you're watching from. It's worldwide. And I like that. He did say it. Smash the like button. That one piece, ladies and gentlemen. Two pieces, two times when you tell somebody else to do it as well. Make sure we are over 15,000 subscribers. That's right. So make sure you share the video. Now, I want to get into something because last week or on Wednesday, because we have 70 to 78% of the population living paycheck to paycheck, I wanted to put in the chat room something for you. And what did I mean? It's because there's a lot of people that need their debt consolidated and go down. Now, when you do this debt consolidation, what's this? Ah, interesting. Okay, I can't comment in the studio. What are you talking about right now? All right, never mind. I had something pop up that I did not like. All right, I haven't called that person yet. Okay, no worries, man. I was just checking just to make sure that you were able to get resolved what you needed. Anyhow, Tracy at Resolve Finance. Contact her if you need your debt half wiped out or almost all wiped out. That's what we want to do, right? So that's what we want to talk about here tonight as well, because you can't play hard unless you work hard and unless you invest. That is mandatory. You can play hard, work hard when you are a person that has done business, when you are a person that works on things that business people bring their items to. That's why I can't wait. I'm hoping Cornbread comes on. In fact, I got to find out where he is because he told me he was going to come on tonight. So we'll see. I guess he's in hiding mode. He should have the link, man. Um, you got link, right? Hold on a second. Let me make sure he's got the link. I'm pretty sure, man. Let me make sure. See if he's going to actually come on. All right. Now, go email Tracy at Resolve Finance, but make sure you give her the code SSN Nation. All right. SSN Nation is the code. If you want to get your debt reduced, even if you have a bad credit score, it's not relevant at this point. Credit score is not relevant. You're trying to get rid of that debt. That business, Resolve Finance, where Tracy is actually a person that works there and helps people out. That's what her passion is, just like what we do here in the SSN Nation. We want you to win. But a lot of people are behind. They have serious debt. So you want to get it reduced and over with in about 2 to 3 years. Your credit will take a hit, but who cares about that? It's already probably taken a hit. You might as well get everything straight so you can have a fresh start. You don't have to file bankruptcy. So I'm just saying, give her an email, Tracy at resolvefinance.com. I have put it in the chat room on several places. And once again, don't be shy. Let her know you're from SSN Nation. It's that simple. All right, let's see where else are we going. I put it on the screen so people can see it as well. Ray Panalo, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And brings a tagline, what you think about Melcon Paradise and Vistacana. Unfortunately, I don't know about Melcon Paradise. I have heard of it. And I did something before, just like I'm about to do right now. It may have come across my desk, but if it's inside Vistacana, then you know what I'm going to say. Mel, maybe you don't know what I'm going to say. If it's inside Vistacana, congratulations on the purchase, because that's my number one property at this point is Vistacana. So Melcon Paradise, I'm looking it up right now. It looks like it's at the beginning. I'm really not familiar with this project. Again, um, I don't know much and I don't know who markets it, but I haven't seen much of it. I used to be in tune with everything that was happening, but I'm looking at it right now and it looks like just another one two, three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three. Yeah, four level high. I can't tell if there's a penthouse unit or not, but four levels high. And it looks like there's two pools with some sort of pools in between the buildings and a parking lot in between. Yeah, so uh, I don't see anything wrong with this. I mean, tell me what the prices are. If it's inside Vistacana, then you're going to win. I mean, as long as the pricing is appropriate. I don't see any amenities here. It looks like there may be a fitness center or something. It looks like there's a lounge area. Oh, front desk. Okay. And then it looks like there's co working space. So that's good. Let's see. What else do we have here? Um, I don't see anything else. But if it's inside Vistacana, then I have no problems. Yeah, amenities. There's probably upstairs. It looks like there could be a fitness center. I really can't get a visual on it. But nonetheless, let us know the prices, then I can tell you if I believe it. This has to be cheap. There's no amenities. It looks like there could be a fitness area, and there are pools, and is water meandering throughout the project. But it looks like a simple one, two, three, four level high condo project, which inside Vistacana, all you need is a place because of all the amenities that Vistacana has. Just so you know. So let me know what you can tell me. Did you buy at this place, Melcon Paradise? 139,000 for what size unit? Yeah, I can what I'm going to do is I'll look it up. Let me see if I can find anybody else. Complex, modern elegance, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom home style condos. Lenova Real Estate. I've never heard of that company. But if anything, oh, they have a website. Hold on a second. melconparadise.com.do. This goes along with preparing yourself for no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. This is real estate, ladies and gentlemen. This is another investment offshore if you live in America. So I'm actually looking now where located in Vistacana, they're calling themselves Airbnb. They say, yes, pool, lounge, which was the co-working, yep, gym, co-working space. They say beauty spot. I don't know what that means, but whatever. They're saying they have Comfortour. Now, I think this has been out though. I don't think this is new. So we'll actually have to find out from Ray how old this or when delivery is because I think this was out a while, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. But once again, 113,900. What size unit did you get? Is that a 1 bedroom? Well, it all depends actually. Did you buy in 2024 or did you buy in 2023? Because I think it came out before. I don't think it just came out in 2025. Here's a video from somebody, but again, this isn't something that I can really tell where it is. What I'm also going to do is I'm probably going to do something else as well. I'm probably going to check it out on YouTube. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're new here. Somebody has a question or they want to talk about something, we go to it. We don't mess around. We'll go straight to the sources. We'll check things out. We'll talk about it. We can help one person, we can help 20 at the same time because he's doing no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. That means pre-construction. That also means that you put down generally 10%. Nowadays, it's 20%, or you can negotiate. Then, during the course of while they're building it, then you sit there and pay basically, let's just say 30% or 40%. It all depends on the contract. But again, they're negotiable, especially when I tell everybody, say I'm from SSN Nation, that means it's negotiable. So you could be doing 30% over the course of 24 payments or 27. So let us know exactly. I'm not familiar with Mel, but let us know, Ray, when it's going to be delivered. That is the key right now. When's it supposed to have been delivered? Because again, I think this was already done. I mean, what I'm saying is, I think it's been out. It's not like this is new. So that's pretty special. And make sure Ray and everybody else on Instagram, smash that like button, the follow button, the heart buttons, no matter where you're watching this from. Make sure you smash some button to let people know you're in the house. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Google. I want to see what happens, right? YouTube, sorry. I already Googled. I found their website, but I don't want to deal with their website right now. I'm looking at it, but there's nothing more to tell. It's a small 4-story buildings, state of the art elevators. Okay. Oh, well, I already found something that puts it out of my recommendation list. It says it's a condo hotel model. So um, that automatically means that that's not a thing on the list here. Why do I say that? I'll tell you in a second. Um, I don't like myself personally, I don't like condo hotels because there's too many variables. Meaning you need to find out what their rules are. Whenever you have a condo hotel, they have rules. Most of the time, like for instance, I see on their website that they said Airbnb friendly. Okay. Let's see, designed for generating short term rental income with Hotel C. They added with hotel management. So that means you do not control the Airbnb. They will. They're going to manage it. You're basically building, you're paying for them to build this Melcon paradise. So this is one, I have videos, ladies and gentlemen, that you can actually go watch. You can search the channel for condo hotels. And now I don't want to disparage somebody who has actually purchased and they like a condo hotel, but the facts of a condo hotel are the facts. There's things that you need to know. One, now I'm not going to list them. I guess I'm only going to give you numbers, but no in particular order. One, if I can't rent it myself and I have to allow the hotel management to, how many days can I stay there per year? And how far in advance do I have to make a reservation for my own property? What happens, like I'll use Cruise on Land, for instance, and it could be a bunch of other condo hotels. What happens if I want to come stay and they say, well, those dates are not available? But see, in a condo hotel, everybody that has the same unit size has the same furnishings. So does it really matter what room you stay in? So they'll say, okay, we have somebody else's unit available. What, I don't know if they'll say that, but we do have a unit available in the building that's the same size unit as yours for those dates. So you own unit 110. But when you come, you're going to stay in unit 175. Same unit, same furnishings. Does it really matter? A lot of people will say no. Okay, fine. But now you're going to come up with part 2 of this. Part 2. How long can I use my dates or use my unit? Aston, for instance, during high season, you have about 10 days. During, or shall I say, super high season, you have about 10 days. Premium, which is now, you have about 14 to 15 days. If you come during low season, then you can stay up to 30 days in your unit. Low season is rainy season, right? September, October, November. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So that is how Aston does it. And that is how most condo hotels operate. You just don't get to come anytime you want. You just don't get to come do anything. So you need to know exactly what the rules are going to be. Here's the other part. Are you in a pool or not? What do I mean by are you in a pool? If there are 100 units and because occupancy is, let's say, 60%, that means 40% of the units were not rented this month. Are the 60% of the units who got rented, the profit from that, is it going to be shared with the other 40 units that did not get rent? That's a pool. That means You're going to divide the profits by all 100 units, just so everybody understands. You need to know what that situation is. Okay. So this Comfortour thing, great. But also, here's how Comfortour works now. You need to contact them, find out if they already have Comfortour. You need to find out the date of Comfortour. Because if Melcon came out, let's say 2 years ago, and I'll be able to find it once I see when everybody started promoting it. But let's say it came out 2 years ago, and let's say they don't deliver until next year. All right. That means that's 3 years that have went by from the date they got their approval for Comfortour. Instead of 15 years, you only have 12. All right. You only have 12 years of Comfortour left. You gave up 6 years, just so you know. 52 meters, that either a 1 bedroom or a studio, more than likely a 1 bedroom, because they said 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedrooms. So yeah, that makes sense. 114 makes sense. That's a good price. I like it. Did you already buy though? That's the question. Bought in 2024. So yes, he did buy September of 2024. So when is delivery though? That's the $1 million question. When is delivery? Is it 2026? Is it 2025? Is it what? Melcon Paradise Punta Cana. I can tell right here what's going to come up. We'll see. 3 months ago, first class condo hotel. Well, George's Charles is in the house. There goes your other condo hotel. Chuckham, Melcon Paradise, and that means that's the two. I knew there's going to be 2 condo hotels inside Vista Cana. Also, Vista Cana, if you own there, they do not require you to go through their management company currently. And I actually talked to them in December at the office, and the guy says, nope, we're not managing it right now. Now, this could change because Vista Cana is going to be one of those cool places to stay. But as of right now, they're not managing your unit for you. It's not mandatory. Whereas Melcon Park Residences, it's mandatory. It's a condo hotel. You cannot manage it. And that also means the 113.9, this is going to be interesting because 113.9 should include furniture. So that was one hell of a deal in 2024 in September, which is only 5-6 months ago. So we need to know when delivery is, because if you like condo hotels, then this could be something you could be interested in. Now, there's only one video for Melcon Paradise, unfortunately, on YouTube. One. And it's from a year ago. There's none others here. Well, wait, hold on. There's a second. 3 months ago. So it obviously came out at least before, 2024 February. So it's over a year old. So probably came out in 2023. That would indicate delivery should be either the end of this year or sometime in the middle of 2026 if they do that correctly, that timing correctly. George's Charles, the emerging millionaire, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream. And he brings his tagline, hi all, I smell money. That's right. He just came back from checking out his Punta Cana investments. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, another person who took advantage of no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier into pre-construction in Dominican Republic. And he's in all the right places. And his property values, he's singing, he's happy. He's already found out his property values have increased significantly. And he's thinking, man, Eric was telling me it was going to be an emerging millionaire just with the property assets. He's finding out he's going to be very, very close this time next year. Very close to that $1 million level of assets. I love it. A winner is in the house. What's Melcon Paradise? It's a condo hotel inside Vista Cana, apparently. It came out over a year ago. Only 2 videos is on YouTube about it. So it's been under the radar. And under the radar usually means you got to do more looking. Because if there's not a lot of people promoting it, not even, I mean, Mike Masters is over a year ago. So I don't know if that was a year ago or a year and 3 months, a year and 6 months. But anyhow, let's see. This is March. Saying a year ago. This he's doing a March. That's weird. He's got something from March 20. Oh wait, that was 2021. Yeah, so I don't know when this officially came out, but I don't see anything about it on this platform, YouTube, other than 2 people. When you put in Malcolm Paradise, um, but it's a condo hotel. So we were just going over the condo hotel, George's Charles. As you know, I'm not a fan of condo hotels. That's not me. Don't love it. But we were just getting into the things you should be looking for. We got into the pool play, meaning if 60 of the 100 units are rented, are you sharing the profits with the other 40 units? That's the $1 million question. You also need to know whether their management fees. Generally, in condo hotels, it's very simple. You're pretty much only going to receive 50%. Or, well, it, it depends. Generally, you'll receive 50%, but in some cases, it can be 40, you only get 45%. So, this is why you have to start thinking. So, can you rent? We like to do, just so you know, Ray, in case you haven't been around or paying attention to us before, I give everybody a standard rule. In order to make sure it's worthwhile, you always want to have a 0.1% revenue number. That's what you need. So if you buy this for 140, let's say, then you're going to want 0.1%, which is going to be 14,000, right? So that is what you're going to need to make this work. And that is, I should say, after profit. So in other words, to make this work, you would have to make $28,000. The revenue has to be 28,000. It's basically how you can break it down for real estate investing. No matter what you're investing in, it's like 50%. When you have a condo hotel, it's definitely going to probably be 50% or worse. You might only receive 45%. You just never know what they're going to do in the DR. But the point I'm trying to make is you then have to start doing numbers. So if you know, now I know what people are going to say. They go, the condo hotels, they're special. They have their own built-in way to have high tourist numbers. Well, I have bad news and good news. In the month of January, the hotel occupancy rate was 82%. All right. Now, it's not 93, it's not 95, it's not 96 that people have been saying for the last 5 years. It's 82% for the month of January. High season broke all time records, right? For January, the month of January. So, what's going to end up happening is the $1 million question. You're going to have to make 28,000, 28,000, right? You know that's $2,000 per month. In order to make $2,000 per month, I'm doing a reverse mathematic, which I usually don't do it this way, but I have to make $2,000 per month. Now, if we're doing occupancy rate of 50%, that's 15 days, right? Now, this is the only equation you can't figure out. I personally don't know how these condo hotel operations are going to fare in an open environment. They're calling themselves a condo hotel, but I personally do not like that condo hotel persona. Why do I say that? Is because it's not a hotel. First of all, what you have is a condo, which is like every other condo project inside Vista Cana and inside and around Punta Cana. Just because you add that dash and hotel at the end Does not change the fact that it's a condo project. Now, since you're managed by a hotel operation, you're not nimble, you're not quick. You're going to dictate to people how much they can rent their units for if they're not in the rental pool, or can you rent if you're not in the rental pool? That also means you generally are going to have a furniture package. So let me know, Ray, if yours includes a furniture package. Is the 139 a furniture package for the one bedroom? That would be awesome. But let's get back to the numbers. $2,000 per month is what we need. Divided by 15 days, that gives us a price of 0.133. So now 0.1%, $139 per night. Is that going to be your rental number? Because that's the rental number we need. Can we rent for 0.1%, 139? All right. Now, right now, it's saying 133, right? So all I'm saying is you would have to do 50%. And that also means you can't rent for 139. Your rental's going to have to be 280. Because if you have 50% going to management, that means you get 139. Do you understand? I hope everybody that does this condo hotel thing. So this is why George's Charles owns it, Cruise on Land. He's in a similar situation. He's going to be in the rental pool more than likely. So they say it's going to be $280 per night. Well, is it? Can you really charge $280 per night for a one-bedroom unit in Punta Cana? Guess what? This is why you become a professional real estate investor if you listen, because you're going to go to Airbnb right now. You're going to go look at Airbnb. Are you going to be able to find where right now I can rent a one bedroom for $100 or $200 per night condo inside Vista Cana? You know what the answer is going to be, right? A one bedroom, $200 per night. You do understand if you're going to do that route, then there's a whole lot of places you can stay for $200 per night in the Punta Cana area. Vista Cana is cool with the amenities. That's what you're going to need to offset why you're charging people more money. That's what you're going to need. You have to have it. And that's why Vista Cana is number one on the list to be inside of, because those Vista Cana beach clubs, there's going to be two: the restaurant, the bar, and the fitness center, the Vista Cana Beach Club with their own aerobic center, with their kiddie pool, their fishing club lake island, right? The freshwater lake, the saltwater lake. There's two of these things. The 9-hole golf course, even though you have to pay, is major, right? Then we start talking about other things. The sports complex, which is supposed to have a sports bar and deli and a soccer field, a basketball court, a skating park, rock climbing, tennis courts, paddleball courts, basketball courts. All of this is going out there along with a baseball field. Come on. And it doesn't cost additional like other places. It's all included because you bought a place at Melcon Paradise. So you get to use all of that. And there's some. But wait, there's more. There's horseback riding on site. There's a school on site. All kind of things. But wait, there's more that I think I know about, but so far they've never made an announcement. And if they do this next thing, all I can say is it's almost game over. But the point is, this is the thing that you have to worry about, is you have to be able to charge, or they have to be able to charge like $280 a night and have an occupancy rate above 50%, because you're going to be sharing your profit with the rooms that do not get booked, because you're more than likely going to be in a rental pool. Just saying. So now you have to hope you have occupancy levels of 78. Well, you won't have 80 because you're not going to beat the hotels. So you're going to be, let's say you're like Los Corrales, El Cortecito, around 70%. That's your best case scenario. But what happens when you're going to add more units in Punta Cana area? In all of the province, there are 5,800 units on Airbnb alone in La Altagracia. Some people are going, wait, how does he know this? Well, because we do the damn thing. You go to AirbTix, AirbTics. You can look up La Altagracia for free. If you buy a membership, which I did not do, I just looked up the province. They won't let you look up Punta Cana separately, but La Altagracia, and it shows you 59, 5,800 units under Airbnb. Now, a lot of people dismiss some things. That doesn't include what's on VRBO. That doesn't include what's in a condo hotel marketing scheme. That does not include Evolve or any other short term rental platform. So there are easily 6,000 units for rent in that province of La Altagracia, which does include Punta Cana. It does include Cap Cana. It does include Punta Cana Village. It does include Los Corrales, El Cordacito, and a whole bunch of places, right up to Hard Rock and all that. So if you know that, and you know they're going to dump another 1,000 units in La Altagracia, so that in this time, in about a year and a half, by December 2026, there's going to be it's going to be 6,800, 68, 69, maybe 7,000 plus the hotel units that add about 10,000 units. So you can understand why I'm concerned, why we need more tourists. But if the United States, number one in tourism to the Dominican Republic, last month, 36%. Normally, it's 40 or 50%. But guess what? Living paycheck to paycheck has increased to be a problem to 70 to 78%. Less people are traveling. But guess who's picking up the slack? The Canadians. So they did whatever 63 minus 39 is, the Canadians did the other percentage. For the two countries combined is 63% of the tourism that landed by air in Dominican Republic last month. So when you know all these numbers, I call it high risk with condo hotels because, again, they're doing something that's never been done. They're doing something out of the blue that I do not recommend. When I'm at a hotel, the hotel says, just like right now, AC Hotel downtown in Punta Cana is basically, it's probably 180. It ranges. It could be 134 a night to 180. It's just a hotel room. It's it's probably 300 square feet, right? But when they say we have breakfast and it's a real breakfast that's included, even the hotel has a free breakfast included, and you might be spending 130, 140, right? And you're downtown, which means the San Juan Plaza is right there with all the restaurants, nightclubs across the street, and down the road a little bit, less than 100 yards away from you, is a whole bunch of things. Coco Bongo's also there with their little patio restaurant and bars and all that. So you're in an area that you could just stay at the hotel and get free breakfast for a studio, that is, and spend about 140, 150 per night. Or sometimes they have specials. But I think, I don't know if they've increased their prices this year or not, but that's generally what it used to be. So you say I have a 1 bedroom at Vista Cana and I'm going to charge, are they going to charge 280? See, that's where the problem comes in. Because now you're not offering anything other than all of the amenities there, which is great. But because you have a condo hotel, they have to charge more. They can't charge 150, because that means you're now only going to get $75 per night, which is under the 133 needed if you do 50% occupancy. And you're actually going to need I'm just using basic numbers, but you actually need to make more money because you're going to have to share some of your profit with those places that didn't get rented. So we're using everything as equal, but really you actually have to charge more than the 280 if you want your owners to be happy and not sit there and have single digit returns. If you want single digit returns, Investing Ideas is Mr. Dividend. We'll just go ET, energy transfer, take your 6.5% and be happy. Because it's going to be a very bad day for you if you have a condo hotel and you sit here and do the fourth thing and you say, hey, you know what? I put down 60%. I'm going to finance the other 40%. So I'll use some real numbers. We'll use we'll use Ray's for instance, 140, right? 140,000, and we'll go times zero point 0.4, 56,000. So we have a 20/40 plan, payment plan, right? 20% down, 40% during construction, 40% on delivery. That means 56,000. Okay. So now you turn around and say, "Well, I don't have the 56,000 cash. So I'm going to go get a loan." Guess what? I'll be generous. I'll be very generous. I'll use 56%. Oh, in fact, I can't do this. You know why? I can't do this. Hold on a second. I'm going to be generous. And this is for everybody that's thinking about these condo hotels. I am not a fan, and I have to admit, so maybe you're a fan, but I'm going to do something because your mortgages in DR are different depending on your bank. Sure, you may be able to get a 25-year mortgage, but you're going to have double digits more than likely. You're going to have something like a 10 to, I'll use it this way. Let's just say the best case scenario, which does not exist, let's just say you got 8%, right? And let's just say you did a 15-year mortgage on 8% for 56,000. Now, I don't even know if this is going to calculate this, but I'll try. I went to a mortgage calculator. All right. Home value. Oh, wait, hold on. 140. I'm going to do it the right way. Down payment was okay, we'll use 80. Loan amount is not going to be that. We'll say, oh yeah, we have 56,000. So well, like I should have just did it the way I was going to do it, but anyhow, here's how I was going to do it. 56,000 times 8%, right? That is your interest. That is not paying your principal. So you have a 4,480, which means you have about a 390. Okay, I'll do it this way. I'll find out exactly. Divided by 12. $374 per month mortgage payment. All right. So now your mortgage payment comes out, and let's say he has a 52, what did he say? 52 square meters. Let's just use 50 square meters. Let's just say it's $2. I'm being generous for HOAs. So that's $100. So you're paying $473 per month for your HOA. All right. I mean, your interest plus your HOA. Well, see, we still haven't gotten to how much of the principal are you going to pay? You're going to pay 50, 100, $200. Well, we'll use $200. Now you're going to be at $600, $700. Did we get to the insurance yet? Did we get to anything else that you may have to deal with? But we'll just be generous and say $600 per month. Well, if you're doing $600 per month and you're making $1,000 profit, that leaves you around potentially $400. $400 times 12 is 4,800 bucks. Let's be generous, $5,000. You seriously think mathematically, as an investor, not just a person that says I'm going to buy something, but as an investor, I buy something for 140,000. That's the price. And that's not how we do it. We made $4,800 this year. 4,800, and I'm dividing it by the purchase price of 140. That leaves us 3.4% return on my frickin' money. I do not like that. And they have to charge $280 per night plus just to even get that. And if they can't, which again, I highly doubt anybody inside Vista County is going to be charging $280 a night for a one bedroom anytime soon. I mean, I just don't see how this is even a possible thing. Because if it is, everybody who does not have a condo hotel, their one bedrooms that cost the same amount of money, they will be charging $175, $190, $195, and people will stay at their complex. Why would they stay at the condo hotel complex? And guess what? Because they don't have the condo hotel component where 50% of their money's gone, and they actually have the opportunity to say, hey, have an open market and say, how much do you charge for your management fee? Or, hey, I don't want a management fee. I don't need a management fee because I have Ring, or I have it where we have a code on the door. I'm going to manage this myself and I have a cleanup crew. So I don't have to give up the 25% or 30%. I'll just keep that in house, or I'll give up the 25% so I can go home and sleep, never have to worry about it other than when you make a phone call and say, we got to deal with something. But that's 25%, not 50%. So they don't have to charge 280. They can charge 195 and still be good. 175, still be good. But you are locked. Just keep that in mind, just so everybody understands. All right. Hopefully that explains why I'm against condo hotels. Just so everybody understands. I mean, I have to freely admit I'm against it. That's how it works. What's Melcon Paradise? I love it. George's Charles, exactly. He loves Punta Cana. What's delivery? Okay, he says they building, yes, Melcon Park now in Vista Cana. I'm assuming this came out in 2023. So that means delivery is supposed to be either at the end of this year, because they like to do that back then, or it's going to be delivery in 2026. I know they're not going to say that. You know, they would have only done a 30-month. I doubt if back then they wouldn't have done 4 years. So it would have been a 30-month maximum. So we can call 20 at the end of 2025 or sometime in 2026 was supposed to be delivered. All right. So George's Charles, who has something at Cruise on Land, he's in the same boat. They have to do a 0.2% rental number in order to make it right for their people, investors, people who bought. So they also have to charge like 280. Now, that's a whole different ball game because they actually are going to have 100 attractions. They're making it set up like a amusement park. So it's a whole different thing. VistaCon is not an amusement park. They have amenities. The other place is having rides. I mean, buggy rides and, you know, all kind of things going on. Water parks and a bunch of things that's conducive to being an actual uh, resort environment. So people will pay more, all inclusive, more. So it's very different. Um, he says it's inside Vista Cana, so isn't that good? George's Charles, you missed the point. Condo hotel. That means you're probably going to give up 50% of revenues. So they have to charge more money. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I don't like condo hotels because at his price point, they have to charge 280 per night inside Vista Cana, and this is no Cruise on Land situation. This is actually a condo, just like the rest of the condos inside Vista Cana. But they're adding that dash hotel at the end, and I'm like, you have no advantage. You're not a hotel. You're just condos, just like residences at Vista Cana, which may be near Melcon. Those are condos, just like towers at Vista Cana, which might be another condo hotel. I don't know yet, but they're also there. They're condos. They're right, from what I saw on the map, they're right next door or close by. Just like Chuckham, I think that was the name of it. Chuckham, across the street from the first man-made beach, is a condo hotel. Just like next to them is Lagoon Residences, which is not a condo hotel, which has lake view. So before you can even get to the first Vista Cana Beach Club, you're already going to be passing 5 condo complexes. 2 of the 5 are going to be condo hotels, apparently. If I think Melcon is where I think it is. So we still haven't gotten to all the other ones like Zeba's back there that seemingly may be built. We haven't even gotten to Panorama Lake, which is built right by the man-made lake. Those are condos. We haven't even gotten to Panorama Garden, which also they're doing, a lot of buildings are completed there. Condos. There's so many condos. So to be wrapped in a condo / hotel, and profits are potentially going to be shared. And if they're not shared, that's just as bad because you may be one of those 40% or 50% that didn't get any rentals that month. So you have no income coming in. So this is why they're more than likely going to put you in a pool. Because if you have 40 or 50 or 30% of your investors not getting any money and having to foot the bill, the entire HOA and whatever other bills they have, they're not going to be too happy. I don't care if they spent 50 grand. The point is, they're not going to be happy. So therefore, most of the time they put people in a pool. So then they say, see, we gave you $1,000 this month. And you're sitting there like, well, if I knew all I was going to get was 5 grand for the year, I wouldn't have done this. Because you could have put 20, 40, 80 grand. You could have put 80, 90 grand and left in the stock market and just say ET and gotten 6.5% return on your money and not even sweat, just go on about your business. You could have put it in JEPI, JEPI, JP Morgan ETF, and said, okay, I'll take 8.5. So you could have gotten again $6,000 a year easily without doing anything. Just leave it in your brokerage account. Your down payment money, leave it in a brokerage account. You could have got that money. Now you're going to build something and sweat, and now you're going to have a pandemic, no problems, and then still be on the hook for possibly a negative scenario. Because I don't believe you're going to be able to charge a 1-bedroom $200 and some dollars a night, especially double your purchase price rate. So if you buy something for $140, it's got to be $280 in a condo hotel. If you're not in a condo hotel, then it kind of breaks off into different things, but you just need 0.1% and a reasonable 20%, 25% management, and you should be within double digits, because that's where we want you. We want you in double digits. We don't want you in single. You might as well put your money in the stock market if that's all you care about is single digits. And if you want to do things crazy, that's fine. There are real estate investment trusts that get 12, 13, 14%. And some people are going investment ideas. All right, I don't see Cornbread in the back office. I don't know where he is. It's 10 o'clock at night, but I know where he's at. It's not 10 o'clock at night. What the hell? What is this? My screen has cracks. Will that matter? No. All right. Got it. Couldn't figure out how to get mic and camera turned on. Don't worry, man. Just come in back office. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, he's like playing around, acting like he's new. All right. So anyhow, I'll see if he comes in. But the point is, I hope I made points very clear. And I have videos to go over numbers. And also, you know what? You guys can always Google. You can Google condo hotels. I go by the standards, right? So, for instance, we have post-retirement travel who has Margaritaville, and his occupancy rate is different because he's in Orlando. And also, he has a unit inside Margaritaville, which is all inclusive. So, his is different than just being in Vista Cana. He's more like Cruise on Landish, right? So he has a cottage type, and it's by the amenities. All this matters when you are renting. So his occupancy is going to be 20. I mean, not 20, but 80%, 85%, 90%. So he wins because he bought early. He bought a place, everything furnished and everything, 300 G's, right? Some people would say that's a lot, but is it a lot when you make more than 30 G's a year? See, because it has a brand name and because they have a high occupancy, he gets to win because he didn't overpay. If he would have paid 500,000 or 600,000, now we got a problem because they're not renting at 600 except occasionally during high week or high, a few times in high season. 500 sometimes they rent for, again, but generally you would have to always rent at 550, 600 because they have management and they're taking 45 to 50%. So for him, he's lucky. 550, 600, high occupancy, sometimes at 95%. And the times it's only 90 or 85%, he still wins at that price point because he bought it 300 all in, furniture and everything. So now you start doing numbers and you're like, wait a minute, are you saying he gets like $50,000 a year in revenue? Yes. Or more. How about more? When we start talking about 90%, 95% occupancy. Can you believe that? That's crazy. When you have 26, 27, 25 nights a year times on average $500, just so you guys get an idea, this is what we're dealing with, right? So when you start doing 25 times 550, let's say, which is not the actual numbers, but I'm just giving you guys an idea. Sometimes this is the number. Hold on. Why can't I get this? 25 times 550. That equals $13,750 per month, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you guys get an idea. So if somebody told you 50%, Eric, goes to the house, you get 60, well, it's almost 14 grand. So we'll call it 7. 7 times 12, $84,000 profit because he bought something for 300 G's. Now you understand 300 G's is the purchase price, but the profit is going to be 80 grand, let's say, right? 80 grand. This is how you figure out your return. 80 grand divided by 300 G's. This is why we do the damn thing. And this is why it's important that you guys pay attention to these numbers. That is 26.6% return on his money because he got in during pre-construction. And did I not mention $80,000 per year in profit? Just saying. Do you guys understand what I'm saying right now? Okay. All right. Let's go. No, I will not be in the rental pool. I have a choice. George's Charles, you're at Cruise on Land. What do you mean? Well, either you're going to be in the rental program or you're not going to be in the rental program. But at Cruise on Land, I don't know if they still have it, but at the time, a year and a half ago, you could actually rent yourself at Cruise on Land. But if you do, you had to be within whatever Cruise on Land is renting your unit type for. You can only be plus or minus 10%. So if Cruise on Land has a 2-bedroom and they're renting them for $250 per night. If you're not in their rental program, then you have to either you can go 25, 10% more, $275 a night, or you can go down to 25, 10% less, so $225. You can't go any lower or any higher. You stay within a range. Unless they've changed it, that's what you're dealing with. So you may not be in a pool, but at the same time, you can't, I don't think it's a wise choice or a wise decision to sit there and say, well, if they're charging $250, I'm going to try and charge $275. Now, the only way you're going to be able to pull that off is your unit better be in a one hell of a location. And at the same time, your unit better look better than their unit, because that's the only way people are going to say, hey, I'm going to pay this extra. I'm going to pay more than what the hotel or the Cruise on Land's paying. So, but again, that's the only way he will not be in the rental pool because theirs are different. But again, I doubt if Melcon Paradise is going to allow owners to rent themselves because it says hotel management. So that automatically means to me that you're not going to be able to rent yourself. They're going to rent everything, just like a lot of projects there. The Aston, they're going to do it. The other one, Banyan, they're going to do the same thing I just described. Now, the reason why I mention all this is because if you know anything, post retirement travel, I was just talking about you. He's out there in Lima, Peru, ladies and gentlemen. He's sitting there, I don't know, probably has a nice little drink at his disposal, just had a nice meal, a whole meal with leftovers for 20 bucks, including alcohol. I mean, we know what's going on. Very, very happy to see you and welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And he brings his tagline tonight. Hello, all. Let's do this. And one of the reasons the investing ideas that we're talking about right now, one of the reasons he's down in Lima, Peru after last week being in Costa Rica, and next week he's going to be somewhere else, is because of the passive income, a real asset. And the one I just actually described, ladies and gentlemen, and he's done more than that. So there's reasons. He has other things, retirement income coming in as well, plus that passive income, and he's doing the damn thing. He's out there being Mr. Worldwide right now. So hopefully I hook up with him in Punta Cana coming up in April. That would be awesome. Post retirement travel. Eric, my brother, closed on his Cana Rock star apartment yesterday. Okay. Well, guess what's going to start happening? Here we go. He's going with a local rental company that he was impressed with. The manager was an ex-Cana Rock director. Okay, I love this. I love this because now Victor Marrero, post-retirement travel, and his brother, post-retirement travel, you can report what's going to happen over the next few months because we're in prime time. He closed on his unit. He's going to have his apartment all hooked up, and I'm assuming it's going to be shortly. So he will still be in the March era, I would think, when his first rental will come in. So now we're going to start getting some numbers on what's going to happen in Cana Rock. Is occupancy rate going to be 50%, 60%, 40%? What's it going to be? It's going to be very, very interesting. And the Star, what are they going to charge for the Star? The Star is one of those, let's call it Star, and then Galaxy, and there's one Terra. We're all waiting for those because those are the ones that are closer, I believe, to Hard Rock. And also, they're built differently than the Cana Rock studios and all that. So a little more upscale. So it's going to be very, very interesting if they're going to be able to get more money out there, and we're going to find out occupancy rates in real time in the next 4 or 5 months during high season and mid season is what I'm going to call May and June. All right, but very, very happy to see you. Okay, how much would Rockstar per night go for? George's Charles, there is no way to know. I can tell you right now. You can go to Airbnb and you can go look and see what things are renting for. They have so many condos in a small place. So we have 2-bedroom penthouse units renting for $120 a night, $100 a night. 2-bedroom units for $100 per night. 1-bedroom units for $75, $90, $85 per night. There's a whole bunch of units. And remember, Poseidonia, Oasis Bay, Riviera Bay, and I'm missing another condo project is going to be in Cana Bay. Plus, right next door is the new project that should have their condos probably in about 2 years. But there's going to be a whole bunch of condos in that area. So I have no idea. But we can go to Airbnb later. Anybody can go to Airbnb and look it up for themselves. Okay, here we go. He says, I got a discount. I paid $104,000. Well, I'm very, very happy to hear about this. Now, Ray, did you pay $104,000 and that includes the furniture package? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because if that's what you're telling me right now, in September of 2024, and you were able to get a discount down to $104,000, congratulations. But the question is, do you know who the developers are? Do you have a picture of these people? Have you seen them face to face? And have they started building? Because there is nothing anywhere about their project other than 2 people. From 3 months ago is one person, and over 1 year ago is the second person. There is no other realtors promoting this project. Brian P. He says we are making money in here. You're damn right. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We get you on the right track. It's up to you to maneuver what's going to happen. give or take the 7 degrees of separation. All right. So just keep that in mind. Let's go. Here we go. We have something here. Let's see. What the hell are they allowing to build so many rental units in Punta Cana? They're saturating the zone. We have to be very creative about marketing and nightly rates to compete. Exactly. This is what I'm worried about. This is what I'm worried about. A lot of people are not having the freedom to market their property. And unfortunately, they weren't able to buy in 2020, 2018, 2019, 2021 and get those type of prices. So now, uh, like Ray got a great deal at 1049 for a 1 bedroom inside Vista Cana, but the problem is it's not free. It's a condo hotel. And we know, and actually post retirement travel, he's has a condo hotel kind of property. Except I don't really call it a condo though. I call it like a little cottage. But the fact of the matter I'm trying to say is you can tell people what your management fees are for your condo hotel, and it's generally going to be like 50%. But lucky for Ray, he got a discount down to 105. So can you rent a 1 bedroom for 210? I'm going to tell you right now, everybody who does not have a condo hotel is hoping you can rent a 1 bedroom for 210 because everybody who bought a 1 bedroom for freaking 79, 99, 100, 105, 110, they're all sitting there licking their chops like, oh man, are you serious right now? If they can charge 210, 199 for theirs, we can charge 150, 160 for ours. That's what's going to end up happening. So that's why we talk about OPEIN, OPPEIN, right? OPEIN furniture, specially made. You're not in the furniture package program. So therefore, your unit can look better than any condo hotel or on par, because that's what you're going to need if you want to get the same type of pricing. But that would be heaven sent if you're able to charge $200 per night for a 1 bedroom in Vista Cana, which is not out of the ballpark, but I would highly doubt it. I'm going to just say what it is. I highly would not think I can charge damn near double. I can't get 0.2% rental. I don't think so. Don't think so. I'm not thinking I'm going to get 200 per night. All right. Just like I didn't think you're going to get 200 per night out at, you can't get 200 a night for a 1 bedroom at Cana Rock. You're not going to get a 2 bedroom per night generally in Los Corrales, El Cordacito, unless you're on the water. But that's a, of course, maybe. But generally, you're not getting that if you're not. So even in high season, even in Christmas, you're not. So that is where we go with getting real. We do real stuff. We don't do fantasy land. All right. But very creative with marketing. Well, once again, we get into investing ideas, work hard, play hard. So I see my man Jimmy's not coming in the back office. Why not? Why don't you click his link? What's happening? Let's see. Hold on. He sent me something. Let me go check and see what this is. Oh, what's this? What's this right here? This is nice. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, the cottage. I wonder if this is across the street from the water. Let's go see. Nope, not really. I wonder whose house this is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this might be, I know whose house this could be. Oh, it needs some work though. Damn. All right. Well, George, I am thinking at least $75 per night. I would let dynamic pricing determine the rate from that. I surely don't want to go too low or you'll invite problems. I'd rather have it empty. Uh, wait, what? Okay. Post retirement travel. What are you letting? What are you renting at $75 per night? Or is this your brother's? And I don't even know what size unit your brother has. So let us know. All right. Work hard, play hard. Get ready for anything, because what do I mean by that? I don't mean to play hard, get ready for anything. I mean economically. If you're in the United States, if you're in the EU, if you're anywhere in the world, you don't know what's going to happen financially. So you have to have those assets that can pay you, whether they're anywhere on the planet, right? They have to be somewhere. All right. So that is one thing. How much did he pay for Star? Well, it depends on the unit size. Here we go. My brother paid 110 for his one bedroom apartment at Conorock. Now the same unit is around 200K. Yes, this is very true. But you can't rent a one bedroom for 200 per night. So again, from an investor standpoint, uh, I just don't see how this progresses, and especially if we can't get closer to 10 million tourists this year. And in order to do that, one of these or a couple of these months are going to have like a 15% to 20% increase on the previous year traffic. We're going to need about 3 months of that. And I don't see how that's going to happen with the situation with airfare and the taxation of airfare, which I put in the Dominican Republic Weekly, episode 37, letting people understand all of this correlates. So, in fact, because we're talking about this, that's the $75 per night. Yes, a one bedroom, I would think. But again, that's not the number we need. We need 110 per night, 120 per night. We will see. Eric, I am really going to miss these Uber rides for 150 to $2 here in Peru and full meals with drinks for 10 or less. Oh my God, it's even less. I only need to go back to the USA because of Uncle Sam tax completion. Oh my God. At these type of price, are you serious right now? Hold on. A full meal with drinks, $10 or less. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get this straight. You can go eat out 30 days, $600, full meal and drinks. And that means now I'm thinking you can probably live somewhere for $400 per month or $500 per month in a one bedroom, maybe even a two bedroom place. This is crazy. This is insane. Eat out every night and get yourself a place to stay in Peru. Lima, Peru, I believe it was, right? Man, wow. Yes, I'm referring to my brother's unit at Conorock. It's a one bedroom swim up unit facing the golf course. Um, yeah. Once again, I believe you're probably right. Again, I don't like those numbers, quite frankly, because he's going to have to give up 20%, 25% of that number. And even if, but he has no choice. It is what it is. It is what it is. He would need, let's just call it 20 nights, uh, 70% occupancy. 75 times 20 is only 1,500. And then you times that by 0.75, let's call it 25%. That leaves us 1125. $2 times 55 square meters or 60. I can't remember what unit size it was, but let's call it 60 because I think it was a larger unit. So now we have to give up 120. And then I guess it ends up being good. Um, we would be at $1,000 potentially, 12 G's potentially at that price point. For 110, that would still be decent. That gets us because we're trying to get double digits, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, it's not really worth 6%, 5%, 3%, 1%. And the swim up, that's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder what they mean swim up because there's a Conorock condos. Do they consider those swim ups because everybody can jump in on the bottom level, or is it? I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, $75 is probably about right. I like it. All right, Ray. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. The Melcon Paradise again, condo hotels. It's available. 105 was a great deal. I would say a great deal, but since it's a condo hotel, I don't consider that great. I just got to say it's a good price point, and hopefully in the future it will be a great price point. But again, the odds of being able to rent for 250 a night or more is or what do we need 220 per night when there's a bunch of condos for a one bedroom is steep, very steep. um we would need another 3 to 4 million passengers by air to come, and there would have to be a 95% occupancy at the hotels. So then we'll trickle into Airbnbs or alternative uh, rentals. I just don't see how that would make that work. 105 without being a condo hotel, I love that. I would love that. So, Connor Rock, 110 swim up. I love that positioning in the open market. He's not in a condo hotel, so I love it. And yes, he could do 75 per night, and we'll see what happens. In fact, forget all that. You know what we'll do? We'll just go look right now. We'll just go look right now. This is what we do. We do research. This is investing ideas. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You guys want to come join me May 12th, 13th, 14th, sorry, May 13th, 14th, and 15th in Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Come on now. SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. It's going down. Go to ssnlifestyle.com or go to stopstrugglingnow.com. All right. So we do this occasionally since we do the damn thing. We're going to go look. In fact, why don't we just go look right now? No, March. No, that's prime. Hold on. Let's go February. Well, I won't use that either. I'm going to go March 20th through March 20th. What's this here? March 20th. Let's get this off of here. All right. I'll do March 20th through March 27th. That's a Thursday to Thursday. We're going to go with 4 guests, and I won't be shy about it. I'll help you guys out. Let's go. I'll show this on screen so everybody can see it themselves. Hopefully you guys can see me and I'm not frozen. Because again, it looks like I may be frozen, but hopefully not. Let's see if we can get this on screen. It says it's coming up. That would be nice. Okay, let me get myself in position. They're calling that my cow. Let's go up here to see what's happening. Oh man, he's doing it already. Just what I was doing. Just what I'm doing. I mean, you gotta love that. Okay, let's get this right. Let's see. Yeah, Star. Where's the? Okay, that's Macau. Oh, here's Hard Rock. Okay. Moon Palace is next door. That's going to be interesting. All right. There you go. Victor Marrero doing the same thing. That's exactly the math my wife and I were doing. Sorry, post-retirement travel. Why cooking in your Airbnb when you can eat out for $600 to $700 per month? We're spending 2 or 3 times that with Walmart at USA, and we cook. Exactly. It's outrageous out here. $50 for nothing at the store these days. It's ridiculous. 5, 6 things. Eric, my P4 should be ready by May. George's Charles, I saw pictures of your P4. It's February, March, April, May. I don't think so, man. I'm sorry to say bad news. I don't think so. Remember, you're supposed to have that extra room out there. So they got a little ways to go. And remember, no, you don't have the furniture package. You're going to have to start hunting for furniture. You're going to go see OP in furniture. He's talking about Primavera 4, ladies and gentlemen. It's a villa project that's on the other side of Vistacana, and they have their own man-made beach, and it's secure gated, and they're supposed to have like a soccer field, a basketball court, child's playground area, a restaurant by their man-made beach, and it's just as big as the man-made beach at Vistacana, maybe even a little bigger. It has a turn on it, so you really can't tell, but it's a big space. So that's what he's talking about. True. So once again, here we go. Let's see if I can pull something up. You guys can check this out. This is what we do. If you're investing, then you need to know the numbers. Here goes some things now. 2 bedroom and free cancellation. Look, this looks very nice, doesn't it? This looks like the Rock Studios. So I don't know if they call these swim ups or not. I don't think so. But nonetheless, that's 80. See, this is where the problem comes in. $89 in March for a 2 bedroom, jacuzzi, beach, and pool. Okay, I don't know what they mean. $84, 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms. See, this is there again. This is what I'm referring to. See, 108 pool view and golf paradise. Don't know what size this is, but hey, it's at this location again. Let's go look here. 119. I don't know what that location is. Again, look, 99, 2 bedroom apartment, 99, bottom floor, very nice. Once again, 150. Modern relaxing penthouse unit, 150. So again, 182. This has to be a penthouse too. Kana Pearl penthouse, 182 per night. But the point is, there's so many 2 bedroom units here and ones. 96, they don't say. Golfer's dream. Again, I don't know. You can't really walk out there and golf. They're not even putting the unit sizes on these things anymore, hardly. Look at this 2 bedroom, 137. It's a penthouse. So you're not going to be able to do a 1 bedroom at 130 or even 110 for that matter. Uh, it proves the point. 150. So we're in prime time in March. Okay, we're in March. You guys can see this. Remember, 2 bedrooms, well, they varied. They could have been, you could have gotten a 2 bedroom for like at one time, like 125, 130, but you would have had to been around 2020. All right. But as you can see from the landscape, there's a ton of places that are hidden. Here's a 120, 2 bedroom. Again, available in March. 110. This is probably a 2 bedroom again. They don't say, which is a mistake. You should always say what your unit size. Here we go. 127, 2 bedroom, second floor. 143 doesn't say direct access to the pool and golf. Well, okay, but again, that's kind of right. So, and remember, Riviera Bay is over here somewhere. It's not built yet. Oasis Bay and Poseidonia is coming as well, but that's 4 years from now, 3 years from now. Again, this is a mistake, not saying what size the unit is in the description. 2 bedrooms, 115 a night, once again in the same location. So you guys can see 2 bedrooms, 100 per night. You can see this is exactly because they don't have amenities here. There's only a golf course. And there's not many, there's not much. You can go to the restaurant and you can go to the beach club, but you just go to the beach. And so this is one of those things that we're going to find out because next door is Moon Palace. And the prices are escalating fast over there for their properties. So it's going to be very interesting dynamic when you have all of these properties just like we have right now. It's March and this far out, there's plenty of places. I can stay in a 2 bedroom out here for less than $100 per night. Apparently I can do 84 per night right now, 99, 89. I can do a bunch of, they have three or one, 108, 110, 127, 108. This is March. So we know what's going to happen in summer and when, water, when it starts rainy season. We know what's going to happen, right? And more units are going to come online, by the way, as well. Eric, with DR, we strongly have to consider a rental management company. Not paying 20 to 25% rental commission could cost you. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you're in the condo hotels, as you very well know, with everything shakes out with when they take your HOAs out, when they charge their management fee, when they charge the transaction fees of somebody using their credit card, they're taking out that little 3% from your account. All that adds up, and people don't understand when you have a condo hotel, you don't get 25%. It's more like 50% of the money's coming to you. So they don't understand. You are in a condo hotel with Margaritaville, so you know the numbers. You get your statements, you see them, and they have to understand when they do a condo hotel, that's a whole different animal. You have to make sure you can get almost nearly double your purchase price rentals at least a lot of the time. You got to be like I was giving them your example, 300,000, which is actually less than that, but 300,000, it would be like, can you rent it for $600 per night? Let's call it 12 months a year. The odds of doing that is slim. So, and especially 345 years back, right? But now the market moves up as usual. And so, can you get five? You'll deal with 500 per night, especially if you have occupancy rates of 80% plus. You're going to win. You're going to win massively. But if your occupancy rate is 40 or 50%, now you can't take that less than 0.2% rental rate. You can't take a you can't take a 400 rental rate and then give 50% of that to the management company and to the credit card companies and to all this little nickel and dime stuff that comes, travel agencies and all that stuff. People don't understand there's more to it. So when you have a condo hotel, they just don't do Airbnb where it costs 3%. They're sometimes having to pay a 5 to 10% commission. Then they're charging their fee. Then there's credit card fees. Then there's some other, your HOA fees. All this stuff adds up. And generally, 45 to, you're only going to end up with 45 to 55%. So that's why you have to double what your revenue is if you're going to be in a condo hotel environment. Here we go. Initially, go the extra mile with the renters. Even if you break even at the start, you want to have great reviews from the start and for customers to return. Exactly. He's got it exactly right. That's why we talk about it here. Raydel Cabeza, he was impressive. The man and his wife, he said his wife designed his unit at the beach. It was impressive. It was damn near perfect. In fact, one could say that it was. He's going to have a high rental rate based on his pictures and everything that his wife did. It's awesome. There's only one thing I did not recommend for anybody, and I don't recommend the black couches. But they had one downstairs in their second living room area. It's still going to end up being very nice. But that's the only little, if I had to say, that's one thing I would have changed, but it probably still not going to make a difference because everything else was impeccable. And that's even impeccable too. He's still going to have 5-star ratings, whoever stays there. So that's what you want. Bringing up post-retirement travel, saying that first time, baskets of fruit, baskets of water, baskets of juices, baskets of fruits and nuts. But that's what people should be getting when you show up. Something. Leaving water in the fridge even is helpful. I mean, something. You got to do something because you want just what he said. You want 5-star, 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 5-star. At least your first 5-10 rentals, because just like anything else, Airbnb has algorithms. All right. So if you all of a sudden have rentals and everybody's leaving you 5 stars, they start promoting you. So I'll give you a perfect example. Look what's on the screen right now. Look what's on the screen. You notice some of these people show prices and a lot don't. Notice I have to click to find out what these are price wise for the white spots. That's a disadvantage. People may sit there and take time, but again, for the ones that show like $85 right here, you look around, you see 84, 89, you see this one up by the water. And the next thing you know, you're like, hold on, what's this $85 up here? Right? Up by the water. What's that? Now you're going to go look at this because it's up closer to the water. The 137's even more, but it shows. But then you find out it's a penthouse unit, 156. So you're starting to look around. Oh, 156. You start looking at, oh, a 3-bedroom for 156, Pearl 2, Counter Bay. So all of a sudden, these guys have an advantage. Everybody who shows up naturally has an advantage. Everybody who doesn't a slight disadvantage because you have to zoom in. If I don't zoom in, I wouldn't even see those guys half of the like see over here. We don't even see people half the time. Look, you won't even see these little spots if you don't zoom in and you're just doing the normal search. It's kind of like, look, just what happened, right? You don't even see those little spots. You're going, okay, I'll stay over here. You miss them. And so when you have 5-star ratings and high ratings by guests, they have an algorithm, just so you guys understand. All right. There we go. Initially, go the extra mile. Exactly. That is imperative always, especially when you are free. You're not free in a condo hotel. I don't keep mean to go round and round, but generally you have to have your own. Uh, uh, the condo hotel tells you you buy a furniture package. Now, again, post retirement travel is different. Margaritaville is an upscale brand. They pick the best furniture, and I will have to admit, Ethan Allen is the best furniture. I don't know. You never told us. Did they pick Ethan Allen again to furnish your units? Because that is quality build. And when you have high occupancy rates of an 80, 85, 90%, you need your furniture to uphold all of the abuse. Because otherwise, if you buy the cheapy furniture, you're going to be replacing your furniture every year if you have 80% or higher occupancy rates. So again, do not mess around. Make sure you do the right thing. All right, now I got off on the tangent about the condo hotels, but thank you so much, Ray Panala, and congratulations on your purchase inside Vistacana for $105,000. I don't care. That's still a great price. That still can put you in position to win, maybe not early, but later on. All right, so just keep that in mind. Hey, Eric, when you get time, check your emails. Okay, man, will do. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, let's get down to the work hard, play hard because my boy Cornbread did not show up tonight. He has more excuses. He's not coming in the back office. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's not coming on. So I thought we were going to have a. He says his mic and camera. What? No, man, I have to turn it on. But apparently, um, yeah, I don't see him in the back office still. So I know he's up because he's not in the same time zone. He's behind. So he should be coming in. I don't know what's up. Maybe another Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. That's good. What's going to have to happen? All right, Brian P. Always saying, go check. Oh, by the way, just for giggles and grins, I'm not going to pick on Connor Rock. Let's go over. In fact, let's go see what's at Vistacana since we were talking about Vistacana. Let's go see what we have there. So close to downtown, Vistacana, not much available because, well, let's face facts. I mean, what are you going to do if you hang out over there? There's stuff to do, eat wise, but you still got to get in the car to go shopping. All right, let's see. We got $58. Don't know what this is. It says 2-bedroom. This looks like, this looks okay. They're not showing the outside. This is a mistake. Why not outside? Why aren't you showing outside? So they're not showing outside here just yet. They have a lot of pictures though. They don't want to show outside. Why not? I don't think they're at Vistacana. That's the problem. So they're not at Vistacana. Or are they? No, I don't know where this is. Wait, where is this? Wherever this is pretty cool. $58 per night, $76 per night. Stunning 2-bedroom. Oh, here we go. They have the same thing. I don't know where this is. This is interesting. Is this it's looks like it's by Vistacana, but it's not by Vistacana. I already know because people would be showing the beach. They would show the actual man-made beaches post haste. You wouldn't sit around and make us go through 10 pictures without showing the man-made beach. So this must be Primavera because they're so close they're next door to each other. So I'm just grabbing some pictures. Yeah, there's no condos for rent on Airbnb. I don't see them. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if this gets a little closer. It looks like a villa, 3-bedroom villa inside Vista Cana. Is this true? Let's see. Nope, it's not. Primavera. So I haven't found anything inside Vista Cana, which is weird. Here goes something. 243, a villa. This looks like Oasis. Yes, it's Oasis Del Lago. 243 a night. So yeah, there's not too many things available here. There's something inside Vista Cana. It's a 3-bedroom, 170 a night. Looks like another little Oasis Del Lago. 126 a night. Looks like Denemas Villas. 126. That's going to be below. There's nothing there. Again, this is the one of the things about when you move into even Vista Cana early. You don't have you don't have restaurants other than the one. You have Yak Bar and Lounge, which is okay, but now you have nothing else there. No grocery stores, no mini marts, nothing like that right now. No sports complex. So again, it's very hard to rent at a high price, but I do like what I'm seeing. This could be $81. Is this going to be at Vista Cana? Yep. $81 per night. They're showing the beach. They're not showing the apartment. So I'm just going. I'm not going to show you guys because wait, what's that? Is that this Panorama Lake? Yep, Panorama Lake. 2 bedrooms, $81 per night at Panorama Lake. So I guess that's kind of the going rate. Another one, 2-bedroom at Panorama Lake, 124 per night. How much was a 2-bedroom when they initially came up? Was around 130, 120, I think. I can't remember. I looked at it back in the day in 2020. I think it was, well, I know the 1-bedrooms were 79, 80 grand. But the price increase 6 or 7%, I think. So it doesn't matter. That's not major, but that's how much more they had to pay. So whatever, that's 5 G's more. So let's call it 85 G's for 1-bedrooms. 2-bedrooms were probably 120, something like that, 110, maybe even 99 grand. I can't remember. But that was inexpensive. So if we can get 124 per night, that's a win. That's a win-win. Plus, make sure how everything in the unit operates. Don't assume renters know how simple things like how the washer and dryer work. A renter may be from the other side of the world and not familiar. That is true. Also, the language on your equipment. Oftentimes, since you're in a Spanish-speaking country, the language is in Spanish. People are coming from all over the world, may not even understand Spanish. That's why I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people don't have instructions. You don't know what the dials are saying. It's on the stove as well. And also in the Dominican Republic and a lot of places around the world, you cut the hot water on with demand. So it just doesn't get to sit there and be hot like gas, pilot light, heating up your water all the time like a water heater. They use hot water instant type of situation. So sometimes you have to cut it on. And a lot of places in the DR, that's what you have to do. And a lot of developing nations, that's what you have to do. It's not the only place. I mean, that's how it works. Who wants to keep their hot water on? In fact, I still can't believe that in America, they still don't put in the other system where on demand hot water. Whether you have to cut on something and then do it that way or however you do it, I still can't believe they're still going with the pilot light or the electric where you got to keep your water heated all the time. Otherwise, you're not going to have hot water. That's kind of wild at 2020. So he's dead on about that. That's one of the pet peeves that I have. I mean, it's not even a thing on Airbnb and hotels and things like that. They don't really care. Generally, you have English and Spanish. Even here in America, there'll be English, Spanish most of the time on paperwork. But outside the country, no, they don't care. If you're not, don't know the language in that country, good luck, figure it out. They don't go out of their way to make it like language. They sit there and say, you know what? we'll just whatever. If they can't read it, they'll figure it out. Good thing there's Google. I mean, they're not going to sit there and mess around, right? Oftentimes. So just think about that when you have your unit and you have people from around the world coming to see your unit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be here all night. I just wanted to start this off with investing ideas. There's one we got to straight away because of the Malcon Paradise condos inside Vistacana. But again, it's up to you if you want to invest, and I highly suggest you do. Investing ideas, work hard, play hard, get ready for anything is based on getting ready for being prepared if you have to make more money. Lana D, Lamna D, I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for being in the house. Make sure you hit that follow button, everybody on Instagram. I need you guys to do that. Now, I guess Corbrett's not going to join us tonight. He's having technical difficulties. At least that's what he's saying. So I'm going to have to test him. He's acting like he's an old guy now. I don't get it. We'll find out. Let's go. Good runners are smarter than that. A cheap price can raise alarms. They know that low price units could be a bad experience. I use myself as a reference. I don't rent Airbnbs at ridiculous low rates. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, when rates are ridiculously low, yeah, you generally stay away from that. There's a reason, and there's a definite reason. So you generally go with not the cheapest, not the highest. At least that's what I do. I generally go with, okay, I see something cheap. Yeah, I'll look at it maybe. I'll be like, okay, why is this cheap? And then I realize, okay, they're saying certain things in the comment section. So then I say, okay, obviously you can't pay $75 per night. Well, let's say you're staying in a nice place and it's 75. Meanwhile, everybody else is charging 99, right? That's like Los Corrales pricing. So you know something's up if somebody has a $55 a night price. You're sitting there like, why is that? That's weird. And then, of course, you go see the reviews, and now you find out why. People complaining. No hot water, no Wi Fi, whatever. I mean, there's several things. So he's exactly right about that. But again, I say, so just to be clear, everybody should, when you're talking about short-term rentals and you're including furniture, you should always try to make sure your unit is one of the best looking ones there. Number one. Number two, you want to make sure when your guests show up, when they arrive, you're the best. You want some way to make sure that they can check in a nice, expeditious fashion. You don't want to have any problems, and you want to always leave something for them. Highly recommended. All right. It goes a long way when somebody shows up after a long day of travel and they're sitting there saying, hey, what's this bottle of wine or what's this beer doing in here too? And there's some water in here for a few days, and all this goes a long way. Even if it's just a few flowers in the room, I don't really care. But people on vacation, they want something that they can tangibly touch and use. So give them something. I have no problem with that. But again, I don't recommend charging cheapy rates. For one, I think a different way, like Victor Moreau's or post retirement travel saying right now. He says, no, I'm not renting the cheapest place. What I try to do is I go on the other side. I'm like up on the higher end because I look at things differently. I say, okay, like what we're seeing, I showed you guys the Kana Bay area. And so there was 2 bedrooms where guys were saying, okay, one guy says 99 a night. The other guy says, no, I'm going to do 127. Another guy says, I'm going to do 135. Now, everybody by an economic standpoint would say, well, the 99 a night's probably going to be renting more. The 127 might be renting more than the 135 or 140. Okay. But after the 99 is gone, the 127's up next, let's say. After the 127's gone, the 135's up next. So if you're in a high occupancy location, I'm still going to be renting just as much as the $99 per night. And if it says, Eric, you're renting 5% less than him during the month, I'll say, I'll take it. Because I'm charging 25% more to 35% more than what he is. I'll take it. If they say 10% less rental nights, I'll take it. We're only talking about 3 nights a month. Are you serious right now? Meanwhile, I have less wear and tear. on my unit. There's a method to my madness. I've been doing this a long time, so that's why I don't get caught up with numbers more than I get caught up with service. So I deal with condo, hotel, timeshare. So my service is always easy, right? Individually, you have to make yourself like you are a hotel. So if somebody calls up with a problem, you have to have some way to deal with the problem instantly. Not like, well, I'll get to you tomorrow. It has to be just like a hotel where they say, hey, we're going to send somebody up today. What time are you going to be there? That's your answer. That's what you need to say. Just like if you're in a hotel, do you allow us to be in your room while you're gone? All this stuff, just the same thing. That's what you have to do. You want to be in the business, that's what you do. If you want to get big bucks, that's what you do. If you want to charge 99 per night and don't give a damn, or $75 a night and don't care, and you have a two-bedroom in the same place that people are charging 125, 135, 145, you can do you. But the point is, this is about making money. This ain't about dilly-dallying around. All right. So just keep all those things in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Here we go. I like this. My brother's rental management company provides a bottle of wine to renters. That goes a long way. Exactly. I told people about this before. At Vino Bello, which is in the wine country, every room has a bottle of wine in there when people arrive. That goes a long way because that's not normal. And it's definitely not going to be normal in the Dominican Republic. I've rented over in DR several times, and yes, I generally stay under $100 per night because I stay in Los Corrales, right? There's only been one time that anybody even left like a candy bar or something there. And they put, most people though do leave like 2 or 4 bottles of water in the fridge. And because you can't drink the water, most people leave a 5 gallon or some way to have water that you can use because you can't drink the water, right? So that comes in handy as well. But the point I'm trying to make is you want to think like you're a 5-star place, act like it, look like it, and treat it like that, and treat your guests like they're 5-star guests. That's what you need to do. But like I say, I have an advantage over everybody. When I do condo, timeshare, hotels, and there's a bottle of wine from Vino Bello on the counter, it makes me look good, but I didn't do anything. I didn't have to provide the bottle. I didn't have to do anything, right? When the person shows up and I just call the guys and say, hey, it's their anniversary, and the people get there on arrival, they get a nice card and they have their nice bottle of champagne waiting for them. I didn't have to do nothing. But it goes a long way when people are leaving reviews saying, oh my God, when we arrived, you wouldn't believe what happened. All I had to do was make a phone call. That's how you have to act. If somebody gives you a clue, it's my wife's birthday or something, you want to do something special, right? When they arrive. You don't have to, but I'm just saying that goes a long way. And speaking of repeat customers, post-retirement travel knows better than anybody. You want people that say, oh, I'm booking with him. I don't really care what the pricing is. And that's the situation. I have people renting from 1 year out. Like I say, Waste Management Open just ended like 2, 3 weeks ago. People already rebooked. All right. And they're not paying. You know what's funny? They're paying about 10% less than the hotel pricing. But because they've booked with me and every time they've had a great time, they just keep booking every year. And they're paying like $600 per night. I'm just letting you guys know. It's crazy. It's a 2 bedroom. And it's in Scottsdale, of course, and it's walking distance to the golf tournament. So they don't have to pay the parking for the car. They don't have to leave early. They don't have to do nothing. They literally can be like, oh, okay, tea time start for these guys at 10 a.m. They can leave like at 9:45 and be good because they get the pass to walk through the areas quicker than everybody else because they're actually staying there. So it's cool. So gives you an idea of what's going on. So take heed, ladies and gentlemen, when you're wanting to deal with real estate. I watch a lot of people now since I have a little more time on my hands, um, where the people are on YouTube talking about some investments that they make. And I love it when I see people investing and they're doing the right thing with their short term rentals or vacation rentals. I love it. Where these people are saying we renovated, we made it look like this from this, and then we're charging this. And I'm like, this, and they have the numbers, and it all makes sense other than this willy nilly stuff where they go, well, we bought this for 200,000. Then we said, well, we didn't know what the occupancy rate even is, but we thought it was going to be like 75%. And as it turns out, it's 30%. And you're like, but we charge a little less than everybody else, but we don't understand what's going on. Then they open the door, and then you're like, oh, we starting to understand what's going on. Your place doesn't look like what you're trying to charge, and compared to other people, there's always a reason why things are not what you want to charge. All right, I'm going to end this shortly. If anybody has anything else they want to say, I want to talk with Post Retirement Travel. When are you going to post videos? And by the way, why are you not taking? Okay, please tell me you took videos about these food, these meals, and you're going to post up that this only costs like 25 bucks. I mean, for the two of us, I want to see some of these locations because I've never been to Lima, Peru. You never know. I still haven't gone down to South America because it's never been one of them places I actually really wanted to go, because the rest of the world is one hell of a spot too. But man, this little thing about 20 bucks, 25 bucks, and I'm good. I'm not even going shopping anymore. This is crazy. The other day, got a bag of some fruit, some meat, some vegetables, some butter, some eggs, and a drink of sparkling water. I get up to the cash register. I'm thinking, yeah, well, okay. The thing said something like 55 bucks. I was like, did I get something that I don't know in my bag or something? I'm like, how could this be 55 bucks? This is only a meal for like 2 days, maybe. And that's only one meal. But if I had to eat 2 meals a day, this thing's going to be gone. All of it's going to be gone in 2 days, except for the sparkling water. I mean, Jesus, this was insane. Insane what's going on out here. So you guys got to be careful. Whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're thinking about investing in, whatever investing ideas that you have, make sure you have the right numbers. You can't lose anymore. You can't take these risks. We've all taken high risk, high rewards over the last 5 years. But the next thing is, what happens if you can't make money from real estate? And what happens if you can't make money in the stock market? Now what? Do you have a business that you're doing that you can fall back onto? I mean, what happens if your Social Security did get cut off? What happens if your pension money did get cut off? Then what? I know it's scary. It happened to some people already in the EU zone years ago, 10 years, 15 years back, when pricing got outpaced from what they were making from their retirement income. And then they got caught up, and now they had nowhere to go other than move into a lower cost place. And so that's where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fearful for everybody. Make sure you guys have a second opportunity of income, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. Make sure you're doing some sort of side business so you can get your tax cuts, tax breaks, and write offs, because it's going to be scary out here. You got 1 year and 9 months left. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I feel for you, because ordinary citizens, OCs, you're the ones that have the burden on you, while those who have businesses receive special taxation, and those who do not. That's why you need a business, multiple of them. You need to also invest. You can't sit there and say, well, the stock market went down 1% today, I'm not going to put any more money in there. You can't say the stock market dropped 20%, I'm not going to put no money in there. You don't have these options anymore. You have to keep investing. You don't get to stop anymore. The cost of inflation is outpacing everything. Devaluing the currency is outpacing everything. So therefore, you have to be prepared for anything. You have to be prepared for, if the bank closes, will you have money? The grocery stores close. Will you have money? I know it sounds like Armageddon. It sounds like third world country, but let's get real. You don't know what's going to happen with a 36 trillion, $37 trillion deficit that's going to be incoming. You don't know what's happening when social safety nets are cut off. You have no idea because we haven't been here since 1935 ish or something when social nets were actually starting to be put in place. But we were there before that time when you weren't entitled to anything. No Social Security coming, no pension money coming. No. That is very, very bad. And that's what made America special because starting after that time, after World War II, we get into a scenario where people have programs that can help them and their families because you're paying government taxes. It was a beautiful thing. One person could work. But then when you start debasing your currency, starting in 1972, when you say get us off the gold standard, and now you can print money based on oil because it's going to be exchanged in oil. Now you're printing up a whole lot more money and adding money to the money supply. So you're decreasing and devaluing your currency. So from that time on, the party is just now beginning to be over at that time. So now we go 50 years later and everybody's sitting there like, what's going on? There is no what's going on. It already happened. The road led to here. And the road's about to end potentially if some adults don't get in the room and start getting something done. So make sure you are going to be a CEO of your life. And you're going to have to do this. F average, you're going to have to be legendary. Because if you don't understand, there's just a simple turn off of your bank account or turn off your credit card. If you don't understand how dire that could be and you have no other business interest and no way to make money in an account that you have access to, then you're going to be in a world of hurt. That's all I can give you. You got 1 year, 9 months to get your act together, 3 years maximum, and it could happen sooner because there's a lot of levers at play. So again, I wish I was going to be wrong like 5 years ago when I told people what was going to happen then. And I don't believe I'm going to be wrong again in the next 3 years, but you only have 1 year and 9 months. We're doing a countdown because I think something catastrophic is happening. I mean, planes are going out the sky is catastrophic. Wars raging, catastrophic. No peace worldwide is catastrophic. You just don't know what supply chains are going to be hampered. You don't know what's going to happen. And everybody's on edge. And unfortunately, you can bury your head in the sands, but financially, you cannot. You have to be ready. And Post Retirement Travel and Family is going on their worldwide tour, and they're finding out there's so many different possibilities. If you had revenue coming in, you can now go somewhere and possibly live for like $1,500 and comfortably a month, $16,000, $17,000 per year. Could you imagine that? 20 grand a year and you're good. Can you imagine that? Plenty of food. And we're talking your normal alcohol if you drink alcohol. Can you believe you can go out and eat it? I mean, that would be incredible. That would be like it's 1970 all over again or something. Those type of prices, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support, but just make sure you guys stay safe out here because you never know who's doing what. Never know what someone is capable of or what they're thinking, especially when there's so much disinformation and misinformation going about. And due to the increasing amount of homelessness. And so you're going to have to be out here paying attention to a lot of things, and stress levels usually kick up. But what can I tell you? Just make sure you stay safe. That's number one on the list, because otherwise you can't keep your family, friends, and loved ones safe if you're not safe. And with all that said, just make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.